Hi, y'all. My name is Denasia, and I'm a 22-year-old Type A Black girl from Las Vegas who just moved to New York City last year to work for L'Oreal as a financial analyst.
Hey y'all, my name is Faith, and I'm a 23-year-old Type A Black girl from AZ living in Denver, working remotely for Cisco as a business analyst.
This season is finally here, and we can't wait to share more about our personal lives, working big girl jobs,
relationships, and life in general as Type A Black girls. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, guys. Welcome to this season of
Everyone.
Not season. I don't know what season I was about to say.
Season 6, episode 6.
Yeah, there we go. I'm like, what day is it? What season are we on? Y'all, we've had a week, to say the very least.
Yeah, like a rough one. But we'll get into that on Rosebud and Thorn. But we're going to start off with our things to mention before we start.
Yeah, our class reminders.
Yes.
For one, we are currently on part 2 of One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. I don't know how to say that lady's name.
Yeah.
But she can write, okay? The book is really good. Hopefully you guys have been reading along with us. We're going to have our second book club meeting this Sunday, September 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll be sending out the link like 2 to 3 hours before we actually have the meeting. And it'll also be in our link tree. So last time we didn't have as big of a crowd as we know as many girls that have joined the book club.
That part.
So, just make sure that you guys are tuning in, you're keeping up with your reading, and show up for this one because part 2 has been way juicier than part 1. Let me just say.
Way, bro. And I'm finished. Nate, I think, has a few more chapters left. I'm finished. And the notes that I have, I'm ready to share.
Oh, yeah. No, like it's giving, we're going through and like highlighting the juicy parts. Definitely stay tuned for that. Also, just click the link tree link in our bio to join our Type A Black Girls group me. We have a lot of girlies in there right now, and we just started a new hair care thread. So, if you have any hair care tips, if you're natural, or even if you just know some good stylists in your city, cough, cough, if you're in Jersey or New York, because
that part,
I've been having a rough time. So really just drop any type of tips or stylists that you have in that chat. It'll kind of be like a big forum. And finally, we have our YouTube channel. We're at 152 subscribers. So, we're trying to get to 200 by the end of this season. So we have 4 more episodes. So please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're listening to this on Apple and Spotify, we have this whole episode on YouTube. So, you can see our faces.
Facts. Because there's a lot of, we're very emotional people with our faces and just our eyes and our lips. There's a lot in our whole face. There's a lot on here. But let's go ahead and get into Rosebud and Thorn. If you're new here, welcome. Rose is something good that happened in your week, but it's something that you're looking forward to, and Thorn is something bad that happened. So it's definitely been a week. We also have had a lot of guests, so like sometimes our RBTs kind of get thrown away because we have guests and we like to prioritize them. Let's go ahead and get started. So over the Labor Day, what was this? That was Labor Day.
Yeah.
Over this Labor Day weekend, I had told Lola early in the summer, hey, I want to go on a road trip. So I was like, okay. I'm like, perfect. So that Monday before Labor Day, I'm like, hey, because consistently every month, I'm like, hey, how's the planning for the road trip going? He's like, good. I'm like, it just feels like there's no planning, but I'm like, no, it's not time to be controlling. This is his thing to plan. I'm like, okay. Every month, how's the planning going? Good. That Monday, I asked him, okay, where's our Airbnb at? Because it was supposed to be a surprise, but I was like, it just feels like he doesn't have this. And, Lola is a man written by a woman for sure, but at the end of the day, he's still a man. So there's some things, I still got to check on, So I said, hey, is the Airbnb booked? He said, what do you mean Airbnb? I said,
oh.
I said, what? Where are we going? I said, just run surprise. Where are we going? He's like, we're going to the beach. We're going to Huntington Beach. I said, okay, cool. Google thought I was talking to her. Never mind, girl. What is it? He's like, I said, how long is the drive? He said, 15 hours. I said, okay, cool. We're going to go to the beach and then where are we going to shower? He's like, oh, I just thought we were going to shower at the beach showers.
What? At the public outdoor ones? That by the porta potties?
I said, sweets, you wanna just shower there and then get back in the car and go? He's like, yeah. He said, you know what? I really didn't even think about that hard. I said, yeah. So
I'm sorry. I just had a visual of you guys bringing like your towels and your dial soap and going to the community showers and like, all right, yeah,
Let's get this going. Like, what?
let's get it going. Like,
Oh, he was like, yeah, every time we would just drive to from AZ to California. That's like a 5 hour drive, like to Venice or whatever. We would just go there, hop in the showers, get in the car and go. Or even just go into the beach, get in the car and go. I'm like, I don't like to be wet, and I definitely don't like to be wet in a car. And if I get my hair wet like that, and so we ended up booking a last minute Airbnb. I think I'm unfortunately done with Airbnb after this experience. Okay. Now for Denasia and Peyton, it was Miami. For me, it was this experience. Okay. That Miami thing was nothing compared to this freaking thing. Are you ready for this? So we get there. And so the entrance is like flowers and there's bees and it's very eclectic, rustic, hippie vibes. So I'm like, okay,
mm,
so the thing is like, and the thing is the house is covered by trees. First off, palm trees. So you can really barely see it. The instructions are go through this gate, turn, open this gate. Moms, why did we walk in? Two dogs are growling at me. Mind you, they said there was going to be dogs on the premises,
okay.
but Lolo was like, "Are you scared?" I said, "First off, I'm in front, you're in the back. Like it never, like yes, I'm freaking scared. So I have my suitcase in front of me. They're not big dogs, but they're not small dogs. They're like medium, but like, "Rrr." And I'm like, ah, and Lolo's like, get. So, and then the little daughter comes and she's like, "Oh, sorry, she's only one, so she doesn't listen." No, I don't even know how they got out the gate. No, put them back in that gate. Make sure it's locked, because I can't be waking up to dogs.
Bro, she only won that big ass dog. How much bigger she gonna get?
Okay, so I'm like, okay, so we get in there. It's really cute. There's like two little pool chairs, like pool layout chairs there. It says welcome Dammy and Faith on the sign. Very cute.
Huh?
We get in there, we gotta like push it because it's stuck. Moms, it gave eclectic hippie camp house.
Damn.
Okay. Moms. It was mom, the shower was about this big. And if y'all have ever seen my boyfriend's a big guy. He said the shower was hitting him on his chest. That's how small the shower is. Okay. Mind you, if you were a hippie, they would have loved it. They had soaps there for people to use, didn't use it. They had water for people to I'm like, I'm not drinking that water in that big old jar. You know them jars that the little country people, they be like this with the little spoon.
Wait,
Like it's like
I thought you meant like water bottles. Like they had like mason jars of water?
think of like a big like what people will put in there's typically spouts at the bottom, but it was like one big thing that you could pour like this, like a big glass one like this. And I'm like, just raw dog and water? I'm not doing
Who is
that. You could
doing
have put any moms. They had so many things, but I'm like, this is not a hotel. It's not like I know this is certified. This could just be random drugged water. Like I have to think of the worst of people. Anyways, I know this is my rose. We're gonna get into rose, but this also encapsulates a rosebud and thorn in this beach trip. So we get there, everything's good. We're like, so we take a nap, and it's very quaint, rustic, eclectic. Those are the nice words that I'm using for that. So we get there and we take a nap and wake up. I'm like, I want to go to the beach, but they have bikes, and this was the biggest thing. I read it that it was an 8-minute bike ride on the Airbnb thing. It was an 8-minute car ride. It was actually 8 miles, and we biked on cruisers 8 miles to the beach. By the time we got there, it was dark. I saw light, the sunset, and nighttime. So I'm literally just pissed off. And when I'm pissed off, I shut down. That's one of Lola's the biggest things he asks. He's like, when you're mad, I need you to talk. And I'm like, but if I'm mad, I'm going to yell, and I don't want to yell at you. So that's kind of been like the thing that currently that we're going through. But going through is strong. I just don't like talking when I'm mad. I really, it takes everything out of me because I'd rather just shut up. Let me just shut up and not say nothing crazy. But he's like, I just need you to talk. Okay, now if I'm yelling at you, now what? I don't want to yell. Anyways, we get there,
Yeah.
and then I'm so irritated. I done scratched up my ankle on the freaking thing. My butt bone is literally bruised. It hurt to take a shower that night. Anyways, yeah, mom. So I relaxed. We talked it out. We played some card games that I brought, and then we linked. She basically said, "Don't lose these bikes so people steal them." but we there was no way we were biking back 8 miles. So we wrapped the lock around in this nice neighborhood, the two bikes. We were like, hopefully they don't get stolen. Called an Ubered back. Then they talking about guns. Lola's new thing is guns right now. I don't know. And then yeah, that's a new development. It used to be it's shoes, then hats, then it was tech throughout, and now it's guns. I think he's bored. I don't know. Anyways, we get there, drive back. They didn't get stolen. He has to push them into our car. Our car's not big, but also our car's not that small, so it was fine. And then we got home, and I'm like, we're supposed to go to a nice dinner. I was like, I just want to shower and sit. Just want to shower and sit. We're so freaking tired, moms. Okay, and when I'm going to Airbnbs, I just think about Denasia and Kelly. I'm sorry, Denasia and Peyton when I get Airbnbs. It's great. So it's a great reminder of my friends, but also I always just giggle at what they would do if they were in the situation because I just ordered Lola's in the shower. I just ordered Uber Eats. I ordered some lasagna, and Lola's eating, and I see like this really really small spider on the wall, and I'm like, okay, like, and I'm like, Lola's a spider on the wall, and I'm just like, we just got to charge to the game and shake up the clothes. Like we're so tired, we can't even try to kill the spider. Okay, so all right. Moms, why was I eating my lasagna and a daddy long legs climbed onto the bed?
A daddy what?
Daddy long legs, moms. The moms, okay? And again, Lola is a very helpful man, but he also so okay.
Like, I'm like itching. Like I'm literally scratching hearing this. Like,
Daddy long legs is crawling towards my lasagna. I'm like, Lola, it's a daddy long legs. He's like, well, technically it's not a spider because
if you don't
for fun facts. Okay, he's like, I'm like, there's a spider. He's like, well, so he gets his shoe, mind you, his Gucci shoe. I don't know why he didn't want to just pick up his Croc. Picks up his Gucci shoe, puts the daddy long legs in there, and just he doesn't want to kill it. He doesn't want to kill it, so he just brings it outside and lets it live. I'm like,
so it can repopulate and come back in the bed?
basically, moms. I literally was itching so much. I was shaking out all of my clothes. I was ready to just buy a hotel that night. And I like the only thing that like I was itching and we were watching Suits. That's currently what we're on. Suits is a really good show if you're thinking about watching it. And I just stared in darkness because I was just so mad. I was like, I don't even know if I can go to sleep right now. Like I'm itchy. Like my butt hurts. Like everything hurts. I want to be clean, but I just like. And I'm like, Lola's like, well, you don't even know if those bugs were on you last night too.
Why would you say that? Literally, why would you say that?
I looked him dead in the eyes and said, Sweets, I understand that these are the things that go in your head, but at the moment, I need you not to say those things to me because it's not helping right now. Like
Yeah,
that was
I'm
the
about,
nicest
I'm
way
about
I
to
could
snap.
say it. This is not helping at all. So next day we woke up, no bug bites, but on our little bike ride, we got bit up by mosquitoes. So we would just ate the frick up. But we got there, we got to the beach, everything was good. We did TikToks. It was a good little refresher, and we got good food, and it was just a great, solid day. So it was a rosebud and thorn all the way through. I'm just gonna buzz through all my other stuff. My sister is here currently, and she's here for a week. That's been a great time. I went to 2 concerts. I went to Bruno Major and Kiana Lede, and I felt really good just about myself. Like my sister helped me with both of my outfits, and just felt really good. But I didn't get an outfit on night number 2, and I'll tell you that during the Thorn. My bud is I'm doing 100 days of posting to post every day for 100 days until December 31st, starting I think September 23rd. And so if I can do that, I told myself I'll buy myself a camera because I've been doing YouTube probably since I was 18. But I was just like, I have so many vlogs in the vault, but I just have no energy or drive to edit them. So between TikTok, Instagram
Mm,
Reels, and YouTube, I plan to post every day, which is freck. But if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And so I told Lola that, and he's like, if
right.
you can post 100 days straight, I'll buy the camera for you. Even better. Even freaking better, because it's like $1,000
Hey,
camera.
I love a
Yeah.
deal.
I love a deal. I love a deal. So My thorn, even though the Huntington Beach definitely was one, I've been experiencing a lot of imposter syndrome, and it's just like my imposter syndrome leads me to procrastinate. My procrastination leads me to not be fully prepared, and then I get stressed, have a panic attack, and then imposter syndrome. So there's just a lot. I just need to do more prepping. It just feels like I'm never ready, fully ready for anything. So just it takes,
Mm.
even though it'll take a regular person 1 day, it'll probably take me 3 days to prepare. So that's just kind of it. It's just with this new promotion, it's been a lot. It's been like a lot of freaking lot. I am currently in the doghouse because during the concert at Kiana Lede, mind you, that was very sexual. She was doing sexual poses on the little carpet on her stage, like missionary, just on the carpet, and it was just very all the sexual positions you can think of up on that stage. But she sang beautifully. But basically, the reason why it's one of my thorns is because we Lola had bought me tickets to see Bruno Major on Monday and Kiana Lede with him on Tuesday. So I was like, okay, great. But I hadn't been taking my birth control on time. So, but I didn't realize I was 2 days late with my birth control. So I was like, okay, I got Taco Bell because I hadn't eaten dinner and we didn't have time to eat dinner. I'm like, okay, go there. I felt like I really didn't have much time to get ready because it was like, oh, I didn't have no outfits picked out, but I had to go on my walk. Did I? Okay. If I had to go on my walk, I don't know if we would have been here, but basically I went on my walk, only had 30 minutes to shower, put on makeup, and find an outfit. And it was just, I kept on asking him, hey, what about this? Yes or no? He'd be like, and he does this very
Mhm.
often, but because I was in such a hurry, I'll be like, okay, never mind. I'll just ask Hope. Like I was just like, I was very go, 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 go. And then like it was just like one thing after another. Like, why are you being so intense? Like you can just like basically when you get dressed, like you can just kind of calm down a little bit. I'm like, if I wasn't on 10, we wouldn't have got out there on time or even 10
Yeah.
minutes after on time. So it was that, and then we apologized. And then I got Taco Bell. But there was still some tension. Then I got Taco Bell, and I was like, okay, fine, just got a burrito supreme. I don't know what's in there, but I think it triggered me to start spotting and cramping. But I thought it was just Taco Bell in my stomach going crazy. So I'm like, I have this crazy stomach pains. I'm literally in a concert bathroom fighting for my literal life, moms. But like, I'm like, nothing's working. Turns out it was my period, and I get triggered when I'm on my period very quickly, more than usual.
Yeah,
And my
me
favorite
too.
song came on, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, X is coming! Like this is my favorite song." Lola was like, and I'm like, "No, I just know all the words." Turns out I didn't know all the words. So I was singing the first part. I guess I didn't know all the words, and Lola was like, "Yeah, like sing that song." I thought he was saying it like you don't know all the words, so basically why you singing basically and like making fun of me. And I looked at him and I was like, and during my favorite song, I just shut down. And he was like, what? So then I was like, Faith,
Oh.
just because you have attitude, I need to sing the song. So I'm literally recording just mad. Like, I don't want to be like I'm just hot. Like
Meanwhile, she on stage doing sexual positions, like sucking the microphone. Like, girl, you don't got not one song that requires all of this.
not one song, but you could tell she was very sexually liberated. So that was just her. So and then it turns out, so basically, like he was just like, I don't know why you're being so mean to me. Like da da da. I checked, I ended up being in my period. Like I was just so irritated, or whatever. And Lola was like, I don't think I've ever been this mad at you because like I ruined the night. I felt like he wasted money, and I had just been mean to him all night. And I just felt like dang, like I'm writing my diary like dang, I'm the bad guy. Like I always just feel like the bad guy. Well,
Not the bad guy Chun Li.
Chun Li, moms. Literally, I feel like Chun Li. I'm so serious. And I was just like, I hate being the bad guy because Lola's just such a sweet little man. But it's just like sometimes I just be getting irritated. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm currently in the doghouse, but he just texted me a very nice message. So I think I'm at the doghouse, but it's the longest time I've been in the freaking doghouse. And I've just been like, so if I did this, can I be at the doghouse? And I'd be like, no. Mind you, he still got me flowers. So even if you may be in the doghouse as a woman, he still needs to do his manly duties. And he did. And he cooked for me yesterday, Nigerian food. So it's not like I'm in complete the doghouse, but I'm
It's
gonna take him.
giving one paw in, one paw out.
Yes. So I'm gonna take him to the movie that he wanted to see, Mutant Ninja Turtles. And hopefully by tomorrow I am scotch free. So
Period.
yeah, and I know this has been a long RBT, but the final thing, I got a really rude message when I was just trying to do my job, and it was just like there was no crumbs left. Like he kind of a little bit ate me up, unfortunately, and I was just like, I have never reached out to my manager so fast. And like, I shared my screen and I was like, he's being rude. And he was just like, ah, let's figure this out. So we basically have a meeting with his manager, my manager, and both of us next week to go over how we're going to communicate in the future. I also sent him an email saying I need you to treat me like an equal, and
Period.
be nicer to me because I'm just trying to get information from you. And if you can't
Right.
provide me with that information, tell me the person that can provide me with that information, even though I know he's the only one that can. So it has been a lot of a freaking, honestly, the last 2 weeks have been rough. Right after Mexico, it hit me like a truck. I got real relaxed in Mexico, way too. So, yeah, I basically had to draft an email, and it was a little strongly worded because I could be strong. So I threw it in. Cisco has its own chat GBT. So I threw it in there, and yeah, so that's my RBT. It's been a lot, but I'm just going over there.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little rough over here too. I think we're both in the trenches. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
So for me, let me just start off with my thorn, just to get it out the way, because it's been a lot. Okay, so I had a similar situation with my period playing games with me, but this one was it's a lot of different villains in this story. Okay, including Mother Nature. So for one, I get to the airport on Tuesday, right? I'm leaving from Vegas. So this past week has been great because I was in Vegas. I was
yeah.
visiting family. It was Labor Day. I went to the Vegas Creek picnic. Like I was just everywhere on this past week, right? But then Tuesday, actually, I think I found out that Monday before that I actually had to work on Labor Day weekend. Did not
What?
know that. And my manager's like, okay, so I'll probably log back on this time. I said, log on.
You did you bring your work computer?
I did, thankfully. I
Oh,
always
okay, okay.
just in case.
Yeah,
But I was like, log on. He's like, yeah, like we're still gonna be working on Tuesday, even though the company gave us that day off. So I was like, I literally planned a whole flight in the middle of the day because I'm thinking I have the whole day off.
yeah.
So I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Da da da. He's like, okay, well, you can just do your work in the morning and then log off. I said, not that easy, but we'll try. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was working on Tuesday and my flight left at 1:19 PST, right? Which is 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is technically when I should be off at 5. So
Gotcha.
I was, trying to hurry up and rush. And I still had things that I was working on. I was contemplating buying Wi-Fi on the flight to finish up my work. Like
Oh
I was just
goodness.
stressed out. And I thought I had the whole day. So like I was trying to like pack while I'm doing my work. And it was day 2, which is the busiest day of my
Oh,
close. Busiest day. And on top of that, the Flow app go message me, is your period late? I said, girl, now's not the time. Like, she be messaging me at the worst time. She be like, are you cramping right now? Press for more tips. Like, girl, like, so I was like, bro, like, my period was not supposed to come soon. I don't even know what Flo was talking about, but I said, girl, it's not supposed to come today. So I need you to pipe down because I
right.
got other things
Yeah.
to worry about, right? So I ignored the message and I go back to work and I literally was like, my dad was like, all right, Nasia, we gotta go. You about to miss this flight. I said, I know. So I'm packing and I have my work laptop and I'm bringing it in the car. And at this point, I think it was like 12. It was like 11:45, 11:50, 12-ish when we're
Yeah.
leaving. And it's a 30-minute drive to the airport. So he's like pedal to the metal. We swerving. I'm trying to type. Like it's just a whole thing. And we get to the airport and I go to the checkout. Like mind you, I'm also flying Spirit, which is mistake number 1. But it was the only
Again,
one that
Mom?
had a direct flight. And I don't
Oh,
moms, this I promise the last time was my last time flying Spirit, but this was the only one that was at a good time that was a straight shot. And I don't like
yeah.
doing connecting flights because I'd
Hate doing
rather just
layovers.
fly Spirit for 4 hours than have my luggage get lost. So
That part.
I literally was like, okay, I'm just gonna fly this one time and we gonna let it go. I get to Spirit, right? And I already know I'm running late. So I go to the front desk person and I'm like, hey, I know I'm running late. I know you guys have a time cutoff for when you can bring in a checked bag. I just want to know when that is. The lady gonna look at me and say, well, you sitting here talking to me when you can be waiting in line to check your bag in. So what do you think?
Well, frick me, huh?
I looked at her, I said, don't piss me off. I asked you a question. Like, later found out my period was in fact coming because I would have never said that in normal circumstances. But I was really pissed that day. I was
Yeah.
having it. And I said, don't piss me off. I asked a question. And but thing is, like, I came to her nicely. I was like, hi,
Yeah.
like, excuse me, miss, like, I'm running late. And she gonna give me attitude. I said, baby, we can play that game and I'll play it better. Do not piss me off. Like, where do I need to go? And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, well, you need to be in that bag drop line. So Spirit in the Vegas airport has this automatic bag drop off, or like you don't have an attendant doing it. It's like an automated system they have that takes forever because it don't work. It's like
Yeah.
being on the phone with customer service. And
Mm.
literally you have to scan your passport or your ID and it has to verify and then it takes your bag. And if you're overweight, it kicks you out of the line. You got to come back in the line. So the line was like out the door moms.
Oh,
And I'm like,
goodness.
no way I can wait in that line. So I go to a different guy and I'm like, hi, like, I know that line is very long. I'm not asking to be cutting in line or anything like that, but I just want to know if there's an easier way that I can get through so my bag can at least get to the plane because they won't take your bag unless I looked it up online because the lady wouldn't answer my question. It was 45 minutes. So I said, I only have like 10 minutes before I make that. Like, is
Yeah.
there any way? Because I can make the flight still if I didn't have a
Yeah.
check bag. It's just getting the check bag in there. And he's like,
That's
yeah,
the
man,
hardest
you
part.
can. That's the hardest part. He's like, yeah, man, you can just wait inside this other line, right? So I go and wait in that line. Well, I get to the front and the lady at that desk had an attitude. She said, honey, this is the agent line. Unless you got a question, you got to go back to that bag drop line. And at this point, it's literally like that time frame had passed to where I can be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So now I go and wait in the bag drop line. And I wait in that for like moms. I don't even know. I'm really figuring out how I did not miss the flight waiting in that line. Cause like 20 minutes had passed and I got to the front and I put my bag on the bag drop and it said, it's too late to check your bag. And I said, crazy how I already knew that was going to happen, but they
Yeah.
forced me to wait in this line too. So when I go back to the agent line, I'm like, y'all literally caused me to miss this. I came to you before and I told you what my situation is. And they're like, well, if you're not here 2.5 hours before your flight, I don't know what to tell you. And they said, well, maybe you can try to get your flight canceled. And I said, bro, it literally has not even left yet. I have time to still go and I have clear. So I knew I
Yeah.
wouldn't have to wait in the TSA line. I said,
Yeah.
I can technically still miss this flight. It's just the fact that you're not taking my bag. Like, just take the bag. And they're
Yeah.
like, we can't take the bag. And I said, why not? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So I'm literally pissed off, damn in tears almost, because I'm like,
Yeah. I know that feeling.
when like you just like you know that something could be done, but they're just having an attitude about it and not wanting to do it. Like literally, I think another girl was going through the same situation because she was also like, can you just take the bag? And they would
Yeah.
not take the bag. So I was like, oh my God. And they're like, the most that you can probably do is try to wait in the agent line and see if they can cancel your flight, right? If you can cancel and change your flight. So that way you're not marked as a no-show. Because if you're marked as a no-show, you can't get any flight credit back. You can't change the flight. It's like they basically just throw your flight away.
Oh, wow.
So now I have to wait in the agent line again. I wait in the agent line. I get to the front. By now, it's 1:19. The plane is about to take off. And she's like, oh, honey, you should have came here 20 minutes earlier in this line because now you're marked as a no-show. No words. No good words, at least. No holy words. I was ready to cuss everybody in that. Every single person out, including the man in front of me that tried to cut me. He was the main one about to get it. I said, the line's back here, sir. He was about to get it too. I was pissed. Like, and I knew I had to be in the office the next day. And this was the only flight that would have worked with that. Like, that's the only reason why I was so stressed. Because realistically, if I didn't have to do that, I could have just caught a flight the next day.
Yeah.
I get to the front of the agent line. She's like, I'm sorry, honey, but yeah, like you should have been in this line 20 minutes ago. There's nothing more I can do. The most I can do is put you on a flight tomorrow at 4 p.m. that will arrive at 2 a.m. the next day.
Oh, no.
Mind you, it's a 4-hour, 30-minute flight. And I would have been in the air for almost 10 hours. And she said there's a random layover 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. the next day. Are you kidding me?
No.
She said, and since, you've been waiting so patiently, I won't charge you for that one, but it's usually $99. I said, you're not getting no more of my money, honey. I wasn't paying that regardless. What she's talking about, like she doing me a favor. First of all, you and your dumb coworkers are the reason I'm in this situation to begin with. Because why am I literally playing tag between two lines?
That part. Oh, goodness.
And while they're in rush hour, the one lady gonna say, it's time for my break. I gotta go get lunch. Gonna take her ass back. Like, I was just, bro, it was so much going on. I call my mom, my dad. I'm like, hey, I don't even know if y'all need to pick me up. But they had just driven all the way back to the house after 30 minutes, from the airport. Like, a whole thing. So I actually had to go to United, told them what happened. They said, oh, we're so sorry you had to go through that. We got you. And they booked me on a flight like an hour, 2 hours later. And I ended up flying United. But I still had to come out of pocket and pay like $360 to get on that because it was the same day to go one way. And Spirit gonna say the best you can do is maybe call customer service and see if they can refund you some money. And literally while I was there, I also paid $66 for a check bag through Spirit. And they were like, we can't refund that. We're sorry.
Girl, you better put that on as fraud on
Oh,
that
I
card.
reported, I called Wells Fargo. I said, I have unusual activity on my account. Absolutely not. Like, y'all got me messed up. So
Yeah.
I just had a time, bro. I was at the airport all day dealing with this just to get on the flight. Still, mind you, Flo had warned me earlier. Flo
Yeah.
had warned me the period was coming. She
Uh-huh.
asked, did it start? Are you late? Why did I bleed through my pants onto the plane seat?
Oh, Mom's what? Flo was correct?
Flo was right. And I didn't even know, not a cramp. I didn't even get no warning. Like, usually I have cramps before
Yeah,
so I know.
same.
Didn't even get no warning. And there's a guy sitting next to me, and he would not stand up whenever I had to go to the bathroom. Like, if I had to get up and do something, like I went to go get something out of my bag at the overhead. He was like, he literally, there's an empty seat between us. He gonna put his feet up like this. He gonna put his feet up like this. He would not move out of he would not stand up and let me out. He would literally just move his feet over to the other seat and literally like basically do like this move. So when I got up, I'm trying to scoot past him, not knowing that I literally have blood on my sweatpants. I'm literally trying to scoot past him, trying to get to the bag. Luckily it was dark. And I opened that musty bathroom door in the airline. And I'm like, bruh, I cannot catch a break.
Hey.
So now I'm in here being Susie the homemaker, trying to make a makeshift something with tissue in there. Like, just terrible. Like, literally terrible. And I landed back here at like 2 a.m. and had to go to work the next day. It was so bad, moms. It was so bad. Like, all of Tuesday and Wednesday was just hell. Literal hell. My rose is that at the Greek picnic, right? So, I used to be really heavy into politics. At one point, your girl wanted to be a lawyer. So I was doing internships and stuff with like the senator. Like, I was very involved in politics at one point. So I knew all of our state like legislators and stuff. Okay. So we have one congressman. I knew he was an alpha, okay, but he's one of our only Black congressmen. And I'm at the Greek picnic, knuck if you buck plan, da da da. I turn around. I said, "Is that our congressman?" I said, "I know that ain't Stephen Horsford over there." And everybody turned around.
I was wondering how you were name dropping. I'm like, Denasia never name drop. So who the heck?
Oh no, he's a public figure. I can name drop this. I was like, is that Congressman Stephen Horsford? Like, full government. Is that Congressman Stephen J. Horsford over there in that corner? Knucking and bucking?
Oh, he was rolling?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Oh,
he was just taking pictures. But still, I'm like, you in here, with your boys at the Greek picnic? I said, where is his campaign manager? Because this cannot be good for the next election.
I can't see it happening.
It'd be good. The nasty song came on, then he made his exit. He said, this is probably bad for the image. But I said, that's crazy because I really voted for you. And you over here at the picnic. Like, that really blew me.
You just want to have a little fun.
You just want to have a good time. A good time. I don't blame her. Me too. Also at the Greek picnic, one of the captains came to me. He said, "Hey, Shawty, you good. You look good. You look good. I look all right, but I think good plus all right equal great." I said, "That's not how that math works."
Oh, but thanks.
And he was like, "Yeah, I've been listening to Type A Black girls." I said, "Whoa." Whoa. What? I said, we got a Type B Black boy in the house.
Moms, why didn't he start with that?
Why didn't you start? You would have got way farther with that one.
Wait, because you already know about my life.
You already know all about me. So, hey, Bookie, like, it's just like, you should have started with that. So yeah, that was crazy. This has been 2 weeks in a row that somebody's been like, "Hey, see me in public. I listen to the podcast." Like, okay, period. Oh, and then also my bud, this is my last thing. Officially starting my new role on Monday. I've been kind of been in between roles. So I'm officially starting my new role on Monday. I am now in consumer products still as a financial analyst, but now I'm going to be working on the HQ side of things. So I'll be managing like media, advertising, and promotion, and managing those budgets for our biggest brand. So I'll be now with the Maybelline team, Garnier, Essie, Carol's daughter, managing all their budgets. So
Period.
Bigger budgets, bigger work, but I'm excited. So
Girl.
I'll see my whole new team on Monday, I think. So I'm excited to meet all of them because it's a small team. It's four of us, but hopefully
Yeah.
I'll meet the rest of everyone in finance there too. So
Hmm.
love that.
Love.
And yeah, and oh, and I've been really working on my credit card game, y'all. I just paid for 2 whole trips with my credit card and
Oh,
did not come out
period.
of pocket at all.
Love. That's
So
what I'm talking
shout
about.
out the Capital One. If you have not got that credit card already, get that credit card, build your points, and use them towards travel because it really does come in handy.
Which one is it
It,
called?
Capital One Venture and the Chase Sapphire card.
Okay.
I bounce between those two, but they have really good bonus specials where if you spend like $4,000 in 2 months or
Yeah.
3 months, then you get a bonus. So like
Oh,
I got an
perfect.
$80,000 miles. I mean
Oh,
80,000 miles
yeah.
given to me for spending that.
Period.
So when I did that, I was able to basically just rack up them points and I just
Period.
paid for 2 trips. So
Love.
yeah. But yeah, that was a very long RPT. Sorry.
But needed. Very much needed.
Very much needed. Very much needed. So let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. So we have, especially I think this year, we've really learned how to mind our business and realize that if it don't got nothing to do with you, there's nothing you can change about it. And
Fact.
we always say, not my circus, not my monkeys. But I think that really mattered most this year because there's been so many instances, like with friends and family, where they're doing something that you might not directly approve of, or you got something to say about it, but they're going to do it anyway. And sometimes you just got to let them.
Yeah. And so basically, this topic is not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't know who I heard say this first, but like I really took this on and I say it at least once a day. But moms, what does the term not my circus, not my monkeys mean to you?
To me, I feel like it really just means learning when to intervene and when to not. And when, if something doesn't directly involve you, don't allow yourself to get stressed out about it. And I feel like this really applies to like friends and family for me at least. Like if my sister, for example, is doing something, and I'm older sister, so I always have protective vibes. If she's doing something that I know is not the best for her, but I also know that she might need to go through this to learn and experience and become a better person,
Yeah.
sometimes I have to take that step back and let her do her thing, especially if
Yeah.
I know she's not going to listen to whatever I have to say.
Fact.
Like realistically, you can have other people's best interests at heart and want them to do well and like you want them to operate how you want them to operate, but if
Yeah.
they don't want that for themselves, you cannot change that. And so
Yeah.
like for me when I go through something like that, I'm like, "Hey, not my circus, not my monkeys." Now, of course, with family, my sister, I'm gonna be a little bit harder on her because that is my sister.
Yeah.
But like for friends, at the end of the day, we're all grown ass women. If you want to do something and you two know it's not the best for you, and I tell you it's not the best for you and you still do what you want to do, then there's nothing I can change about that. Like
Yeah.
warning
For,
comes before destruction.
yeah. Unfortunately, it does. And I just feel like for me, it's just like those big sister vibes. Like I want to protect everybody in my life, but like we'll get into this a little bit later, but like that's genuinely draining. And for me, what it really helps me because I like to be in control, but you can't control nobody but your own self. So for me, it's like I remind myself, not my circus, not my monkeys, because at the end of the day, all I got is me, and all I can depend on is me. And I shouldn't be having somebody depend on me to make a decision for them. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're gonna do what you want to do,
Right.
and then I'll be here for as a shoulder to cry on. That's just kind of how it is.
Right. I'm here
And
to support you.
I'm here to support from the sidelines. I can't be a main supporter consistently because that is just genuinely just draining, like truly. And like to go to the next one, an instance where I really took not my circus and my monkeys to heart is when like I really would. I love being a fixer. I love being a fixer. I love people to calling me and telling me about their problems. I thought I did until I had a friendship that was solely based off of her calling me and telling me about her problems, and I
Mm.
would be the fixer, and I would love to see how it would be fixed. But like, if you're in a toxic relationship with your family, with your significant other, with work, like there's only so much I can do until you put your foot down and say this is enough. Like I'm not going to
Hmm.
take anymore. That's really what it is. So I ended up having to end a friendship because we had built our friendship so much on me being the fixer. When I was having a rough time, it was like, you know what, I need to take a step back because I know you can't help me. And I think
Mm.
not I think a friendship should be very symbiotic. Like I help you, you help me. When I'm down, you need to help me be up. You know.
Yeah.
So being trying to be a fixer can be very, very draining, and I think it's a very type A quality just because we love to be in control. But yeah, like, let me just listen when I need to listen, and when somebody asks for my advice, I'll give it to them. And I still, at the end of the day, know even if they ask, there's still a high chance that they're not going to listen. They just want to hear the good advice, but they know it's not going, they're not going to take it until the final thing happens to them, and they're just sick of it. It probably 3 tries until they're sick of it after they really voice their concern. What about you, moms?
Yeah, honestly, on that point, I feel like a lot of times I've realized also which of one of my friends like they need that advice, unsolicited advice, and which of them just want somebody to listen. And like
Yeah,
knowing that is a big thing too. Like for me, sometimes depending on the situation, I just want to rant. I know what I need to do about it, but I just want to rant to my friends. And it's like, I don't want to hear solutions off the bat. Like
mm-mm.
I want to first just be comforted in a situation. I think a lot of times this is also if you have like guy friends or like males in your life, like if I tell my dad something or like any guy friend or anybody that's a man about a situation, they come out the gate with solutions. Like, well,
I
you
don't
need to
need
do
that.
this. I need you to just be here for me for a second, and
That
then
part.
we'll get into that. So I
Yeah,
think it's also learning which one of your friends needs comfort versus like type A solutions. But
yeah,
mainly for me, like I realized this with my friends that have been in instances with other relationships where they've been dogged out. Like I had a friend, this man dogged her bad.
yeah,
And we all told her, you need to leave him. Like, there's no instance where this can be fixed realistically. And she was like, you're right, you're right, you're right. Like, I'll do that, I'll do that. And the next call, it's like, hey, girl, I went back to him and we had said I needed closure. And honestly, as a friend, I want what's best for you. So if
yeah,
I keep telling you, leave him, leave him, leave him, leave him, leave him, and every single call I'm telling you, you need to find a new man and leave him because he's literally being disrespectful to you. And
yeah,
the 10th time you call me and tell me I went back to him, at a certain point, it kind of gets where it's like, okay, girl, I don't know what else to say. Like, you
yeah.
already know how I feel about the situation.
That part.
I cannot give you any more advice on the situation. So it's like, we've come to a crossing grounds where it's like, I can't help you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here for
Definitely.
you, of course, but it's like
Yeah,
I didn't give you all the advice I could give. Like
yeah,
it's really up to you to make that step and put your foot down and be like, no, I want better for myself. So if they don't want better for them, it's kind of hard for you to keep on pushing your opinion on them because it's not getting through, you know?
and it's kind of hard because it takes a toll on the friendship. I feel like because like anytime y'all talk, it's probably there's a high chance it's going to come up, and it's just like I'm tired of hearing about this man or this woman, or maybe it's a bad friend or a bad coworker. Like, okay, are we gonna fix it or like basically another good thing is, do you want me to listen or do you want me to give you solutions? That's another thing Dammy does to me because he is a man. He does like to come with solutions, but sometimes I just need a listening ear. I know what I need to do, but I don't want to do it right now. And that's everybody. You might not be ready to lead
Yeah.
that man. That is what it is. You might not be ready to tell that coworker cut it out, But it's just like you can only say it so many times before I be like, I roll my eyes like, okay, girl.
Yeah, and it's like you have to I give my friends a lot of grace too cuz I'm like, you know what? I don't know specifically what that attachment is like
Yeah.
or what that
Oh,
relationship is like.
yeah,
Realistically, so it's like I give my friends a lot of grace with that because I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is something in your life that you have to go through to be a better person at the end of the day. So I'm gonna
yeah.
let you go through it and I'm gonna be here for you. But
Hmm.
just know that after about the 10th or 11th time of us talking about him dogging you out, it's gonna get to the point where it's like I can't give anything else of myself to you besides just support at this point. Like I'm
Yeah.
running out of advice. And it's
That's
for me on my end, I'm like, not my circus, not my monkeys.
hmm.
And if I see that man, he on my list.
Oh, he on the
I don't,
list.
I don't like him. I'm gonna be cordial. But it's like
It's hard.
realistically, it's very hard when you know somebody has been rude and disrespectful to someone you love. And now
Hmm.
you got to look at them and watch them act like everything's okay. But it sucks that, you'll never be in that relationship. And at the end of the day, most times, no situations, they do not end up leaving them. So you just kind of have to be that bystander in that situation sometimes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's a very hard pill to swallow. It just feels like this past year we've swallowed a lot of hard pills. Like just
Yeah.
life is adulting is a lot, and nobody could prep you for this. Nobody talks about the stuff that happens. It's like, girl, what's going on? This is
And
real.
the worst part, like, that's a good point because the worst part is that I think when we were younger, like in college and high school, the issues we were going through was not like this is real life. This is grown folks at the table type shit. Like,
That
this
part.
is not no like I realized a lot of the problems we went through in college and high school were very minuscule in comparison. Like, these are now real life details, like marriage, babies. Shoot, like she gonna marry that man. You
Yeah.
know he done
You
dogged her.
know what he's done. There's really no going back. And I feel like your friends won't forgive him, but you will, time and time again, until you can't no more.
Oh, and sometimes, and you know what? I think we've all been in that point where we don't listen to the advice that's given to us. I've been in that situation, which is why I have so much grace towards my friends if they are in that situation. But I think also sometimes if you are the person, if you're the culprit that you know you bring in that person up every single call and it's not getting any better, I think sometimes you have to take upon yourself to realize is this something I need to share? For me, with my family and my friends, if I know I'm not ready to share and I know I'm not ready to cut that person off, I actually hold that in and I
Yeah.
reevaluate why I couldn't cut them off first before I bring it to my family and friends. Like
Yeah.
if I'm talking to somebody and let's say they do something that really hurts my feelings, but I know I'm not ready to leave them and I know I'm probably gonna forgive them for it, I don't tell my mom. Because
Oh,
once I
because
do,
your mama? Mm-mm.
it's raps. Once I tell
Yeah.
my mom, it's raps. And I know that she does not forgive. Out of everyone in my inner circle, she for sure is not gonna forgive you. And she gonna bring it up
Every
every
time.
time she get it.
Yeah.
So it's like if you know that about your friends and your family, I think it's also kind of a like a self-awareness of knowing that and realizing I don't need to bring this up because I know I'm not ready to let go. So I'm gonna work on that for myself. And when I'm ready, I will bring it to those people.
Yeah, I would also say get that diary. I'm trying to tell you, dear diary, and you just go. Your hands are gonna hurt, but if there are those things that you know you're gonna forgive him for, but you'd rather just keep it in and just make fingers crossed that your friends aren't going to forgive him for they have a laundry list of things. So if you don't want to answer that laundry list, write it in your diary and it will feel like a release. I've been trying to write in my diary every single day and I'd be like, what am I even talking about? But I'm like, I need to get all these thoughts that's in my head out so I can continue my day and it's not just ruminating up here. So I will say
Yep.
getting into devotionals and journaling has been one of the best things that it's definitely healing my inner child too. Cause I feel like Dear Dumb Diary vibes or like Moesha. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally. It's giving what's Nerd Diary? What was that one? Like it was like a comic book. It was like the comic book version for girls of Diary We of Wimpy
I think
Kid.
that's Dear Dumb Diary.
Dear Dumb Diary, that
Yeah.
one. That used to
I
be my girl.
love those books hit hard. Oh,
No, literally. And
that
Junie B.
hit
Jones.
Junie. Yeah, Junie was on to something for sure. Yeah,
That's my
she
girl.
was just hot all the time. Like she was just like she was
And I
yeah.
was like, why is she so mad? But then I grew up and I got it. I understood.
Yeah.
But like honestly, on that point too, like, are you the type of friend that's gonna give your advice no matter what? Or are you gonna kind of let your friend make their mistakes on their own and then kind of be there afterwards to support? Like, which approach do you feel like is like your natural tendency?
Because I mean, if we're talking about these past 23 years, I'm going to give my input every single time. But now starting in this 4 month journey of not my circus, not my monkeys, I've just kind of been like, depending on what you tell me is how I'm going to follow suit. Because it's just like, okay, is it physically or emotionally abusing? That's more so when I'm like, I have to say something because if I don't and they come out of this, they'll be like, you thought that was okay for them to do with me? So it's kind of like that. What does that
Mhm.
aftermath look like? Because it can be really, really bad. And it's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, unfortunately, this has happened. It's like, well, I mean, you was love blind. So, I mean, you wasn't listening to nobody no way. You was listening to that heart, okay, and that other bodily organ.
Right.
You was not worried about me at all. I could have said, I won't be your friend if you go to this man. Okay, bye. Because realistically, sometimes it sucks, but your friendships sometimes take bottom rank when you're so infatuously like just in love with this person. It sucks, especially if you have like soul ties. It's a little bit of raps. You got them love blinders on, and it's really hard to take them off. Freck, it's freaking hard.
Actually, they don't even come off. They just they stay there permanently. It's just
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So that, and it depends on the friend. It also depends if they've listened to me in the past and my advice. So that kind of like let's look at
Mhm.
historicals. That taking us a corporate approach. What does historicals look like? Yeah, that's kind of. What about you, mom?
Yeah, for me, it depends on the severity of the situation. Like, if it's like you said, like if you getting beat on
Yeah.
or emotionally abusive or just things that you can't come back from realistically in a relationship,
Yeah.
even if it's in a friendship, like if it's stuff like that, for one, you know where I stand on that because I'm gonna let you know.
Mhm.
Two, I'm gonna be there to support you, and we have to come up with an action plan. And realistically, I'm gonna hold my friend accountable for trying to get out of that situation,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hold myself accountable for helping them do that. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a two-way street because I'm gonna take it personal if someone's hurting my friend because I'm like,
Facts.
now I'm protective. So
Yeah.
it's like realistically, I'm gonna do everything I can to help them out in that, and I'm not gonna be quiet in that situation. Now, if it's something small and minuscule, like that you can't really control, like, but is not gonna affect them in like 2 to 3 weeks or 2 months, then
Yeah.
okay, cool. You know, we gonna talk about it. We gonna let it go. But
Yeah.
but if it's something that's like very big and you can't overlook it, like I think that's honestly the point where your friend needs you the most, and you have to speak up
Mhm.
because you being quiet in that situation just hurts them in the long run.
Yeah. And they might not want to hear it, but they need to. Because they, at
They're
the end of
gonna
the day,
hear it.
they know that you love them, and you're not saying this is to spite them. It's like, no, like, moms,
Mm.
you gotta stop this. This is not okay.
Gotta
This is
come from a place of love.
yeah, yeah. Not like
Yeah.
I knew it. I told you so. It's very much you gotta be. It's rocking on eggshells because they're already in a very emotional state, and
Yeah, and I think it's also in learning knowing how to manage emotions as a friend. Like, are you the type of friend that if something goes bad in their life, you're like, "Well, girl, why'd you do that?" Are you in a place of blame or are you in a place of helping them?
like,
Because
how can I help
a
you?
lot of people, I think, right, and it's like also if you are getting advice and you feel like your friend is coming to you like, "Well, girl, I told you so." If she's doing that, you might want to also reevaluate that friendship because
Yeah,
it might be some secret animosity there. Because if someone is acting like they got a one up on you because you're going through a bad situation and they feel like they told you so,
yeah.
why am I in a vulnerable place and you're using this as a place to gloat for you and be like,
That's
oh, well,
insane.
like
Yeah,
that's insane. So
yeah.
that might make you want to reevaluate, is that person really your friend? Because why are they not helping you?
Facts. At the end of the day, friends are there to for a listening ear to be like, yeah, girl, you was right. Also, and also, yeah, you might have been a little wrong. And the key, but also they're there. And as we get older, friends become way more important as the years go by because it's really
Mm-hmm.
about that quality, and fostering really quality friendships will really help you in relationships and those tough times, even friendships, work relationships. Like, friends are really there for you like there's no tomorrow. Like,
Through it all.
maybe even better than some family members. So really make sure your girl group is solid and can really help you when you're at the top, but also when you're at the bottom and you're feeling like nobody will understand what I'm going through.
No, exactly. Like, I think we've spoken on this on a previous episode. Like, having especially black female friendships as a black woman will literally change your life, like strong ones. Like, if
Yeah,
you have that, I feel like you have an army behind you. And it's
yeah, I do.
really hard to come by to find like girls that you really do click with and you get along with and you know you'll be there regardless. And not just like party friends or friends you go out with, like friends that will be there in any single instance in your life.
Hmm.
It's few and far between.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um, so a few other friendship related questions because I know this episode is already long, but this is a very important topic, especially for our type A girlies. Um, If your friend has a friend breakup, how do you handle the person they fell out with? Do you have a that has nothing to do with me approach, or I hate them to approach?
So this is kind of a like, do I speak on it or is it not my circus, not my monkeys?
Yeah,
For me, I'll admit, when I was younger, like I would say like middle school, high school age, like it's honestly coming from a very people pleasing era in my life where like I was like, oh, like, like I don't want to fall out with everybody. Like, my friend isn't like that girl, but do I not like her? Like, oh my gosh, she didn't do
yeah,
anything to me. How do I operate? Like, we're in the same class together. Like, it was a very confusing time. I guess me personally, maybe some of y'all can relate. Like, I just didn't want to feel like I had enemies with people. I was like,
hmm,
I just want to be nice to everybody. I want to be everybody's friend. Like, I don't want to feel like I have like, oh, I can't sit there because that girl don't like me and she don't like her. Like, it just felt like it was too much, right? And
yeah,
especially in school, it's very catty like that. But as I've gotten older and stopped being in my people pleasing era, like I could genuinely not care less. Like, and I really, really value my friendships even more now because they are so few and far in between that you get a really good friend, you keep her.
Yeah.
If you have did something wrong to my friend, if you dogged out my friend, or you've done something like out of character or something that's disrespectful to them, I'm ride or die for my friend. I don't
Yeah.
like you by
Yeah.
default.
Facts.
That's
Very
it.
much.
Like, I don't care. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not talking to you either. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and smile in your face. I'll be cordial. I'm not gonna go up to you and, like,
Punch you.
cuss you
Yeah.
out or anything. I'm gonna be cordial, but it's also like, I know what your character is like, and I don't need you to do the same thing to me to know that you're a bad person.
That
I
part.
got it.
Facts.
You've proven yourself. If you can do that to my friend and someone I love, I'm not giving you a chance to do it to me too, just so I can be like, "Oh, well, you were right, girl." Like, no. You got it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. For me, it's really I'm gonna stick beside my friend, and I pick good friends, and I trust their judgment. So if they don't
Yeah,
like you, I don't like you.
I
It's
really
just
don't
that
like
simple.
you. Secondhand hate. Like,
Oh, and it's probably worse than the friends hate because you're just like, why would you do my friend like that? Like she didn't do nothing wrong to nobody, and I know she didn't. Like
yeah,
ugh, it's making me mad just
yeah.
thinking.
I mean, literally. And I would say the only place where it does get a little weird is if it's a friend group breakup. And now it's
Oh,
like, that's the only place where things get messy because
yeah,
it's like you were all friends first, and then like now she don't like her and now they beefing and choosing sides. That could be its whole episode on its own, to be
facts,
honest. But
huge
I think
facts.
if it's someone that you do not know and your friend is having a fallout with that person, like there's no reason for me to go up to that person, be buddy buddy with them. Hey girl, you wanna go out and get lunch? Like that's fake to me.
Oh, that's a punch in the other friend's face. Cause what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lunch?
Or posting with them, no.
Mm-mm.
Liking pictures under their comments, no.
No. Comments? That takes effort.
You went out of your way to do them 3 hard eyes. No.
Mm-mm. That mm-mm. You're not my
Mm-mm.
friend. You actually hate me.
No, literally.
Say it. Like
I see it clear as day.
you hate me.
Yeah.
Final question, moms. Where do you draw the line between not my circus, not my monkeys, and it's time to intervene?
Honestly, kind of like what I said before, is my friend like physically in danger, or like I see this affecting her longer than just a 2 week us being mad about it type of thing. Like
Yeah,
realistically, is this something that can affect her and carry with her for years? Then yeah, I'm stepping in, intervening. And I think at in the long run, they'll also thank you for that if you do step in and be like, you know what, I didn't want to hear that, but I needed to hear it, and I'm glad you said it.
yeah. Absolutely. For me, it's physical abuse, emotional abuse. I mean, an emotional abuse is kind of hard because it's like they might not be telling you both sides, but also financial
Yeah,
abuse. Like, is this man taking your money? Is this man not paying the bills? Is this man just using you for your money and just sitting there, just chilling in the house? Like, you know, we got to step in because the money doesn't grow on trees. Vibes. We got to be both contributing. That's moms.
never
We
did.
we gotta get it together. We did you even ask if you want to pay a
We
bill? No.
got we got to get on our Zoom
Const-
immediately.
We got to get in that Google
Google
Sheets.
Meets even.
That something. Get in the Google Suite. Get in the Google Sheets. Who's paying what? Oh, he just wanted to play the 2K and have you make him sandwiches. I don't like that.
It's cell vibes. It's cell vibes. I'm telling
Exactly.
you. Like, but honestly, even outside of that, because sometimes there's some relationships where it's like that's their norm, and you can't even step in on that. Like,
No, no, not even not everybody gonna have their norm, of course. I'm talking about he is taking advantage of her or she's taking advantage of him if it's
oh
the guy
yeah,
like that. Yeah. Y'all gonna do what y'all not pocket watching. I'm not my circus, I'm my monkeys. I got what I got over here and y'all got what y'all got over there. But if he's embezzling, I know we just making up scenarios right now, but what if you taking money out of
Em-
your wallet?
embezzling is crazy.
Hey,
You woke up and the 20 was gone.
that's embezzling. That's fraud. I don't know what to tell you.
Credit card fraud.
Yeah, taking out a loan in your name. Like there's so many things that men I'm sure have done and
Oh
women
yeah.
are going to take to their graves. I would love to know what women are taking to their graves because even the things that the girlies aren't taking to their graves is horrible.
I was gonna say I've seen some things on TikTok where I'm like, you
You
couldn't
could
waterboard that information out of
I
me.
was just about to say that. It would have stayed in this and I'm a overshare. It would have stayed up here. Right.
Luckily, I don't got nothing I'm taking to the grave at the moment. It's Pretty Little Liars vibes. I don't have nothing I'm taking to the grave.
No, not at the
Knock on
moment.
wood. Let's hope and pray.
It definitely got real embarrassing during high school. I mean, sorry, during college. Well, both, but specifically college. But I mean, all my friends know. Like, it's not like anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing take it to the gravable at the moment.
Yeah, same. And honestly, anything that I would have thought was take to the grave, I already told on the pod, so you can go back and listen. Like,
Ooh, failed talking stages are there's some great things in there.
girl, I had a man running to my car because he said his neighborhood was dangerous. Why was I picking him up for the date?
Beats me.
Yeah, tune into failed talking stages part 2 and part 1. Honestly,
Yeah,
very, very crazy.
yeah.
Had a man tell me he didn't think slavery existed. Like,
And he was fine too.
he was dead ass. Oh yeah, fine too, but dead ass. Just fine and dumb. Just a
The
bad
fine
mixture.
ones, from what I've heard, are actually insane.
The fine ones be stupider.
Yeah,
They It's crazy
yeah,
I said that because stupider ain't even a word, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
The fine ones be the craziest.
Literally just dumb.
Just
Shut
stupid.
up. Sit them lips. Shut that mouth up.
I'm telling you, it's all good till they open that mouth.
Shut that. Here.
Oh my god, okay, we're getting off track. We getting
Yeah,
a Lulu now.
yeah.
But yeah, guys, I mean, that's really all we had for this topic. Like, we just kind of wanted to give a PSA to also the girlies out there that if your friend or someone you love is making choices in their life that you don't necessarily agree with, you can give your 2 cents, but just know that not my circus, not my monkeys, you cannot stress yourself out or control their actions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is what it is.
Unfortunately,
It's the
which
hard
is
pill to
very
swallow.
hard for controlling type A girlies, but it's kind of the life we live. So,
Facts. We're
yeah,
gonna go ahead and get into the affirmation of the week, and we have we're gonna do why would you say that / pop culture because it's needed for this week. But
it
affirmation
is.
of the week, moms. What's the affirmation of the week?
Affirmation of the week, if y'all haven't guessed it already, not my circus, not my monkeys.
It's just that
Let it rock.
simple.
And honestly, charge to the game. I've been charging
Bro,
so much to the
charging
game.
the game.
Bro, my game credit card
That
got
tab is
over
ran up. Just
got fees on fees. Like,
no.
I've been running that card up. Charge it to the game.
Charging to the game has been one of my best things. Like it now my circus on my monkeys and charging to the game really has changed the life that I live. I'll tell you that right now.
It literally stops me from overthinking. I'm like, you know what? When I was in that dealing with that spirit lady and she was playing in my face, I said, charge to the game.
Just
That was a hard charge to make because I wanted to charge her, but I said I'm gonna charge to the game instead.
yeah. Yeah. You know, it charging to the game definitely does help when you have like an adult fund for like when things like that do happen or like a savings where you're
Yeah,
just like, you know what? I'm grateful that I have savings that I can dip into. Kind of having
exactly.
more of a grateful mindset instead of like, dang, I got to do this. Like, I wanted to save up for this. Like, at least you had that money.
At least thank God I had that money to pay for that flight. Cause
Yeah, work the next day was actually crazy. But that whole story was probably that's definitely in top 10 type A black girl craziest stories for sure.
down bad moments for sure.
From the legs to the bleeding to the rudeness to the line switching, there's a lot.
To the crying in the airport, like I was really like going through
That's
it.
the worst. Crying at the airport because you either missed your flight or you're about to.
That stress, wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Not even my worst enemy. Not even my friend's worst enemy. Okay.
No, and that's saying something.
That's saying a lot. That's actually saying a lot. We're going to go ahead and get into why would you say that, but it's really just going to be on this one topic. If you've been on TikTok, heck, even social media, and if I say booty crack, what do y'all think of?
Insane intro, mind you.
But I don't. If you've been living under a rock, okay, there's this couple. I've learned all this week. There's been this couple that got married. Moms, please give them an intro.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what their names are, but if there's this couple, right? I'm assuming they're two influencers or like
So
D-list celebrities.
they met on Tyler Perry Studios. I think the girl is on the BT. all this from this week. Not I think. She's from the show Sisters on or Sisters, I don't know, on BET Studios. Tyler Perry was there
Yeah.
at the wedding.
And the wedding was giving Tyler Perry-esque. It was giving a Tyler Perry play. So to
Yeah.
lay it out for you guys, the videos that we've been seeing is this couple coming out. I guess it's at the reception and they're like singing and dancing. When I tell you guys, it's giving Tyler Perry production. Like, I'm just imagining what the guests in the crowd were going through because they were being so extra. Like the girl and him both had a cape on for some reason. I think part of hers was her train, but he had a legit cape on. A legit cape on. And they're both singing, like no mic, just karaokeing live.
Mom, somebody on TikTok was like, if you're gonna give us TikTok dances, I need 10, 10, 10s. Like, I need your cack to boom. And I'm like, cack to boom is crazy. Like, I need a boom cack for real. And it's like, if you're gonna lip sync, I need you to lip sync, not just lip. She was just
Please.
lipping.
KJ Smith. That's
Yes.
her name. That's the bride's name. And Sky Black. If you want to look. And apparently he used to dance for Beyonce. Crazy.
Oh,
But he used to dance for Beyonce. So
okay.
when she did a performance, she has on a Beyonce looking jumpsuit and she's doing a like, let me dance for you type of choreography. Guys, it looks like something straight out of a movie. And I love weddings. But this is one where I was like, I actually would not have a good time at this wedding because they are doing too much.
Moms, I didn't see a single plate. How long were they waiting for everybody to dance and sing? A talent show? But just them.
It's literally a talent show, but just them two. And I just want y'all, we're gonna post these videos on the story so y'all can
Yeah.
see how awkward it is because we're not making this up. Like,
Mm-mm.
and you're coming from two people that love weddings and love.
Oh,
So for us to say
love.
that, I have a wedding folder, bro.
Oh, goodness.
Like of just cute stuff. I'm like, that's a cute
Yeah,
little.
that's cute. Yeah, I do. I also, I have a TikTok folder as well. All of them, all the TikTok. But I'm just sitting here like, could we get? It was the ceremony was no phones, so we didn't really get nothing over there. But the reception, I'm talking about phones. And the thing is, why did the photographer post that man's booty crack out? Like, did they approve it? Because it
Oh
was
wait, wait,
strictly from the photographer's TikTok. A
moms.
lot of
Okay,
them.
we gotta explain the booty crack. Okay,
Oh,
so one of the videos, you know, the garter removal. Okay,
yeah.
I've never liked the garter removal
I
personally.
don't.
As a kid, I would go to weddings, and whenever they do the garter removal, I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. Like, why are you up under her dress?
That part.
And they always do a little bit too much while they're under there too. Like,
it's like,
I know you're doing a little, yeah, you moving your neck, you doing too much, right? So when he did it, Sky, when he went down to do hers, he did a little twist and spin, a little two step, and when he bends down, his whole ass crack is out. Like his shirt lifts and he didn't have no drawers on at his own wedding.
raw dog in a wedding is so insane.
Raw dogging a wedding pants with no drawers on.
So it begs the question: did she have drawers on? Because I mean, they really are match made in heaven because they are both very extra. Like, just both of them are the Bratz dolls. It was Battle of the Brides.
Dead ass. No, it was giving main character syndrome on both their ends, and I'm just thinking, but I just couldn't get past. Once I saw the pants fall and the ass crack come out, I couldn't watch anymore. I said, I don't know how I'm supposed to mute a word on TikTok, but I need to mute both.
It was like I watched one and every other one was just, and I'm like, how am I seeing this at different angles? How long was this reception? I need timestamps.
Y'all, when I tell you, like I think at the end of the garter removal video, they like do a position. Like did you see that part? Like
a position.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Like, hold on. I'm literally watching it right now. Like he pulls off the garter.
Yeah.
And then they're like making out.
Making out?
Yeah, they're making out. And then look, he literally acts like he's like. In front of the family? If you guys are watching on YouTube, I just showed a clip of what happened at the end.
He was
in front of the family.
In front of the grandma? In front of Tyler Perry?
In front of Tyler Perry?
No.
Ain't nobody getting hired after this.
Nobody. They did get a lot of publicity. I'm sure a lot of people, that viewing of Sisters skyrocketed.
Oh, probably. This might have all been planned. But literally, You guys just go through and just watch the clips from this wedding, because I've never seen this many angles of a wedding, and it's all from the official photographer. So think
Yeah.
about, this is like stuff that they probably vetted to have posted. So
They said
imagine
yes.
what's not being posted, because we've already
Mom,
seen this man's ass.
I just want them to make an official statement on why they did all that. I need to understand the why. Like, even though it's not my circus and my monkeys, like I had to attend the circus virtually.
And you know, I really do want the best. I want him to get a underwear brand deal because of this.
Please. Fashion Nova men, please.
Come through.
Please.
Haynes, I ask you one thing.
Fruit of the loom. I'm coming to
I'm
you as a
coming to you,
humble.
humble servant. I don't
Like,
ask for much.
get that man an underwear deal, please.
That
Okay?
man some draws, bro. Where's Tommy when you need him?
No draws? Tommy? Who's behind?
Tommy, Tommy, he'll figure it out.
Oh, insane. I'm like, Tommy Bahama.
Tommy Bahamas. Isn't that a
Right.
restaurant?
Thought that was a clothing brand.
It sounded like it got real good food there. I don't know.
I just can't I don't think that's a restaurant. Girl, okay. I know we know this has been a long episode. We're only going to do one Wobbly say that we actually got an update. And this is honestly probably the best update that we've ever gotten. Actually, this is the first update we've ever had.
Yeah, and this is one that we really wanted to know more about. So we really appreciate her telling us this. So if you guys listened to the last episode, we had somebody tune in and say that they had a long-term 6-year relationship, and she felt like out of nowhere she was having problems down there, and she was feeling itchy when she was having sex with her boyfriend, and she didn't know where it was coming from. And whenever she brought it up to him, he would shut her down.
Yeah.
So for context, if you want to go back and listen to like the last 15 minutes of our last episode,
Yeah.
we talked about this, right?
Yeah.
So this girl gave us an update. Thank you so much for updating us, girl, because we were stressed out for you.
Yeah.
She said, update, thanks, moms. I went to the doctor and turns out he gave me an STI. I also found out I was pregnant at the appointment. 6 years down the drain, he refuses to go to the doctor to get treated, and he's still in denial. I didn't tell him I was pregnant because I don't know if I should keep the baby. However, I started packing my things, and he got very angry and punched a hole in the wall. He has never been this way ever. I did get really sick last year, and our relationship got a little rocky due to me being in the hospital for months. Anyways, I am very embarrassed, but lucky I am financially able to move out on my own. Thanks again.
Yeah, this was...
we are so sorry for one.
Yeah, like, moms.
He is on the list. He's on the top of the list.
Oh, he's on that list. I don't even know what to call that man. He don't even get a name. He don't get a name.
No, he's not getting names. Like, you deserve so much better. Like, we don't know if this is a situation where like you already have a plan, but we wanted to give you some like pointers. And for anybody else that might be going through something similar, or just like a heads up, honestly, like for one, if you do decide to have that baby, make sure that man is on child support. He needs to pay. Like, make sure that you take him to court. And also make sure that you're, as I already assume you are, like if you're weighing your options and you're deciding to have the baby, like doing all the necessary checkups to make sure the baby doesn't have an STI as well. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how that works depending on the type, but I know that sometimes depending on what it is, the baby can have side effects from that. So I hope that all is well with the baby if you decide to keep it. But if you don't, I hope you're doing your research and weighing your options, because having a baby with a man who, for one, cheated on you and gave you this and put you in this predicament, like, I feel like it's hell, you know?
Yeah. And I would say, but if you do the other side and you go do an abortion, that also is physical and mental turmoil. So I would just say definitely weigh those options, but it's like 18 years. If you want to be a single mom, do it, because my mom did it with 3. Like, it's absolutely doable, but it's just really build that, start cultivating that village, because you're not going to want to do it alone. And it really does take a village, even if it is one child. You're still going to be pregnant. You still got to have people take you to these appointments. Like, you don't want to be alone. So definitely start fostering a community, because it's going to be extremely important. Whether you do have the baby or you don't, either way, you're going to need that community.
Yeah. And honestly, put your health first right now. Like, for one, you're already dealing with the STI and whatever else is going on in your body as a side effect of the pregnancy too. So make sure you're prioritizing your health first, what you got going on first.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you spoken to him or told him, but I feel like definitely make your decision on what you want to do before you speak to him. That way,
Okay.
whatever lies or whatever he spews out will not
Yeah,
impact what you want, you know?
absolutely.
But moms, we are so sorry this happened. Like, thank you for telling us, but like, we
Facts.
really, like, when we saw this, we were very upset. And like, we're really praying for you. And we hope that everything works out. And keep us posted on, any future updates too, because we want to know.
Yeah.
But
No, absolutely.
ooh, that really pissed us off when we saw this because that man, a first class seat to hell.
Prison adjacent for sure. I feel like
Yeah,
any man that lies should, especially about diseases, should be go to prison. That I
yeah,
feel like that should just be, done and done
standard.
lives. It's
Yeah,
literally the
no,
standard.
literally sent into the slammer. Um,
But
yeah,
yeah,
so
girl,
we
please keep us
we just wanted
updated.
to we wanted to say that one. We have a couple other calls that we'll get to next episode, but this one was the most time sensitive, so
Yeah.
we'll get to the rest next week. But
Hmm.
yeah, we just wanted to address that too because it
Yeah,
really
I think this was the most I don't even know what the word is, calls from the request line that it was like, we have to do it this episode. Like I don't think we've ever had something that was like time sensitive. We're just so proud of you for going to LB because that could be scary. Like you didn't know what was going to happen, but it's
right.
better to know then than to know
Find
3
out
months
late.
down the line and you really can't make your decision. You just kind of have to keep that baby,
Right. Yeah.
so we're really
Definitely
proud of you.
weigh your options for sure and just, thankfully I'm really happy that you said you're also in a financial position to where you can handle yourself. That's a
Yes.
huge thing.
Facts.
So, however you decide to sway, we're here to support you.
Facts.
You got two friends in us.
That part. Okay, so you just keep on doing culture request line if needed. DM us like if it's really that like day of pertinent.
Yeah.
Because we will always answer our type A Black Girls DMs.
Yeah.
But yeah, any life threatening things, please, like that's the police, like that's not culture request line, but like things like this, like we are so happy that we fostered a community to where you feel comfortable coming to us with this and trusting us with what we say you should do. Like that's
Right. And
huge.
yeah, and we really do take responsibility of like knowing that what we say on these calls, like we really do mean it. And we try to do as much as we can to give you the best advice possible. We're
Yeah,
not lawyers, we're not doctors. We can't give any type of advice like that. But like
yeah,
realistically, we try to steer you in the right direction. So we trust y'all and y'all trust us, and we love that. So
that
thank you
part,
guys. And if
that
you have
part.
any questions that you want to submit, as always, like the link is in our bio, and we're here for you guys.
Absolutely. Um, but that was season 6, episode 6. We got 4 more, and we'll freaking go from there. We love y'all,
Yeah.
and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, guys. See you later.